Hello and welcome to Brutally Honest Level Review with your host, NateFH, the Geometry Dash YouTube series where I give my brutally honest review of levels with no sugarcoating. And in this week's video, we will be reviewing Whitespace by Zendergame. Remember to subscribe for more level reviews and make sure to comment what level you want me to review and I'll pick one out for the next episode. Whitespace by Zendergame is an easy game created in 2.1. It is seen as one of the best levels in the game, as one of the best story for the Geometry Dash 2022 rewards. This is actually our first classic level we will be reviewing, so that's pretty cool. For a lot of people, this level is a must-be for people just getting into the game, and ironically enough, I've never beaten it until having to record this video. I never had the intentions of beating it, but this actually isn't really new for me because I refuse to beat stuff like Cataclysm, Accu, Supersonic, and 9 Circles. The last one is extra ironic if you know why. The whole pre-drop consists of a cube, ball, and a short ship section. It's all really easy to learn and plays pretty solid. The only weird thing is that in this ship part, you have to go through this train cab thing, which might take a little bit to get used to if you haven't seen a copious amount of time like I have. Other than that, the pre-drop is fine and it's pretty enjoyable to play. The first section of the drop is also really solid gameplay-wise, but it does kind of do that thing where in some art levels, you just kind of have to click and pray you don't die to a hitbox you've never seen. The weirdest part about it is that in this transition to the next section, you have to fly into this credit card without a real indicator. Wait a minute. You have to fly into this credit card. That's a door! You have to fly into this credit card? How did I confuse a credit card with a door? There's literally more doors around it! Oh my god, what am I doing? It took me a good few attempts to understand why I was dying. The one thing you do have to look out for in this transition is that you can hold too much or you'll do this. Is there any way I can live this? Nope. The first wave is as easy as it looks, although I'm not sure if you can actually slide on the top or not. The rest of the first drop does play pretty well, but it does suffer from something that I have dubbed, I have no clue what kills me-itis. This really shows in the UFO, where I kind of just use the gravity pearls as an indicator on where to go. This had some artificial difficulty, which is never good, but it's not that big of a deal due to it being an easy demon. There's this one weird click with the UFO with the red orb in it. There's a gravity change in that you can't see, which makes it not bufferable. And these spike pillars are really hard to see in the cube right after the wave that I actually didn't know were there until I played it. The last section of the level is pretty chill. It starts with a little wave control section that goes into a UFO, ball, spider, robot, and then cube. All have a very similar click pattern, but oddly enough, you don't need to go up on the last platformer in this spire, which kind of disrupts the flow of the sync. For those who haven't been in it, I would take the time to really get used to the last cube and robot, as with how much is moving, it might fluster you like it did to me. Dude, what the fuck, really? The last 25% ends with a sick-ass cutscene into the credits, which will be talked about more in my review of the deco. I'm not gonna write an extra 300 words to add build-up to what I think about the deco. It's, like, really good. Arguably the best level visually in the game. Is it my favorite? No. Nothing will beat Shutdown. Something that I noticed is that, contrary to the level's name, the color white is not actually used that much in the level. It may look like it's used a lot, but the first few sections are actually tinted the color around it. What's crazy is that this is most likely considered the most boring part of the level, and it still looks phenomenal, which just goes to show how crazy Zender is at creating. The pre-drop consists of a mostly bright color that is blue with some red pulses. It gets this sick-ass glitch effect halfway into the cube, which transitions into the ball. The ball takes place in the subway that follows the same color scheme as the first cube. The pre-drop ends with you turning into a ship and going through the train cab as mentioned before. Okay, so I'm going to get this out of the way now, but holy shit are these transitions amazing. They're all so smooth, it's crazy. Especially the last section. I mean, just look at it. It's insane. Transitions aside, you know what my favorite part of the pre-drop is? There's IDs in it! Let's go! Moving on, the drop opens with this fire transition with these frame-by-frame animated scaling boxes. There's so many small details in this part, such as these little wisp things, the heart monitor that actually has the line animated, this magnifying glass that makes what's behind it blurry, and so many more. It then rapidly fires from a mix of more dark and more light parts, which keep up with the intense quality of the level so far. Right after this, we get to the section that includes the hand! The amount of stuff that happens in this 10-second part is insane. You start at this clock theme part, then have the hand reach out to you, right? You go over desks, journals, and whatnot, then dive into some sort of pool with the sinking subway train, and then arrive at a train station that says Memory Tower. Okay, yeah, it's a lot. The Memory Tower part is really cool. I feel like it's one of the more iconic parts of the level, especially with the rainbow lens flare effect that has we exit this, like, glass thing. I don't know what it is, but it's really neat. It ends with this short camera reel flashback part that really adds to the story of the level. Oh, don't worry, we'll talk about the story later. The last section has more of the rapid fire thing that is shared with the start of the drop, which also happens to be my favorite part. This sort of glow effect on the timer in the background is so sick, and the pill balls being used as a masking effect is so awesome. Oh, and I can't forget about the frame-by-frame animated table. And after a quick car crash, the level is over. The only thing after is some credits and this nice little quote. If I were to go super in depth with the deco, then this video would be over an hour long, and I really want to try to keep a consistent upload schedule. Oh, and the story. I almost forgot. I like how you need to figure out what the story is from all the little bits and pieces of deco in the level. And my best guess into what's actually happening with the story is that you're playing through someone's last memories before being tragically killed in a car crash. Sort of similar to the saying, your life flashing before your eyes. Overall, White Space by Xenogames still holds up and most likely always will. The solid gameplay paired with the phenomenal deco makes it a must-try for anyone wanting to try out their first demon. Oh, and this level's like an 8-star difficulty-wise. Not really demon, but who cares? With all said and done, I will be giving this level an astounding 8.5 out of 10. This may be the highest score a level will ever get on the channel unless I decide to review one of my favorite levels.